What was the original name of today's RCMP, created in 1873 to pacify the West? A. Dominion Mounted Forces, DMF. B. Canadian Frontier Police, CFP. C. Prairie Constabulary, PC. D. Northwest Mounted Police, NWMP. The answer is D. Northwest Mounted Police, NWMP. What did John Buchan believe about immigrant groups in Canada? A. They should all abandon their individuality. B. They should retain their individuality and contribute to the national character. C. They should remain separate and not integrate into society. D. They should only adopt English traditions. The answer is B. They should retain their individuality and contribute to the national character. What were the skilled men who traveled by canoe and traded with First Nations called? A. Voyageurs and coureurs de bois. B. Farmers. C. Settlers. D. Colonists. The answer is A. Voyageurs and coureurs de bois. Which groups of people helped establish the basic way of life in English-speaking areas of Canada? A. French, Italian, German, and Dutch settlers. B. Inuit, Métis, and First Nations only. C. English, Welsh, Scottish, and Irish settlers. D. Spanish, Portuguese, and Scandinavian settlers. The answer is C. English, Welsh, Scottish, and Irish settlers. What nickname was given to the more than 3,000 nurses who served in the Royal Canadian Army Medical Corps? A. Nightingales. B. Angels. C. Bluebirds. D. Red Cross women. The answer is C. Bluebirds. What was the British North America Act of 1867 renamed to? A. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. B. The Government of Canada Act. C. The Statute of Westminster. D. The Constitution Act, 1867. The answer is D. The Constitution Act, 1867. Which of the following is normally a responsibility of municipal governments in Canada? A. National defense. B. Immigration. C. Garbage removal, snow removal, firefighting, and public transit. D. Foreign affairs. The answer is C. Garbage removal, snow removal, firefighting, and public transit. Who are the elected officials at the federal level? A. Councillors or aldermen. B. Members of the Legislative Assembly, MLAs. C. Members of the Provincial Parliament, MPPs. D. Members of Parliament, MPs. The answer is D. Members of Parliament, MPs. What neutral agency of Parliament manages the National Register of Electors and conducts federal elections in Canada? A. Elections Canada. B. The Supreme Court of Canada. C. The Prime Minister's Office. D. The Governor-General's Office. The answer is A. Elections Canada. For which king did Jacques Cartier claim land in North America? A. King Louis XIV. B. King George III. C. King Francis I of France. D. King Henry VIII. The answer is C. King Francis I of France. What was the South African War, 1899 to 1902, popularly known as? A. The Boer War. B. The Great War. C. The Crimean War. D. The Zulu War. The answer is A. The Boer War. How are the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, commonly known? A. Riders. B. Patrols. C. Officers. D. Mounties. The answer is D. Mounties. What are members of the legislature called in Quebec? A. MLAs, members of the Legislative Assembly. B. MNAs, members of the National Assembly. C. MPPs, members of Provincial Parliament. D. MHAs, members of the House of Assembly. The answer is B. MNAs, members of the National Assembly. Who were the people loyal to the Crown that fled the American Revolution to settle in Nova Scotia and Quebec? A. Patriots. B. Rebels. C. Colonists. D. Loyalists. The answer is D. Loyalists. About one half of the goods produced in BC come from which industry? A. Mining. B. Fishing. C. Forestry. D. Agriculture. The answer is C. Forestry. Who was Sir George Etienne Cartier? A. A Prime Minister of Canada. B. A key architect of Confederation from Quebec. C. A Governor-General of Canada. D. A Supreme Court judge. The answer is B. A key architect of Confederation from Quebec. When is Sir John A. Macdonald Day celebrated in Canada? A. July 1st. B. November 11th. C. December 25th. D. January 11th. The answer is D. January 11th. Which responsibilities are shared between the federal and provincial governments? A. Defense and policing. B. Immigration, agriculture, and the environment. C. Education and health care. D. Highways and local transport. The answer is B. Immigration, agriculture, and the environment. What does RCMP stand for? A. Royal Canadian Maritime Patrol. B. Regional Canadian Military Police. C. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. D. Royal Confederation Mounted Patrol. The answer is C. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Which three major political parties are currently represented in the House of Commons? A. Conservative Party, New Democratic Party, and Liberal Party. B. Green Party, Bloc Québécois, People's Party. C. Liberal Party, Reform Party, Progressive Conservative Party. D. Communist Party, Liberal Party, Green Party. The answer is A. Conservative Party, New Democratic Party, and Liberal Party.